My mom just told me I'm lucky to be a boy. Don't you love it when? Because honestly, I guess I can kind of see where she's coming from. You know, maybe she's like on a period or had a really shitty experience with someone who would only treat her that way when she's a woman or because she's a woman. I kind of get where she's coming from, but saying this to someone who's actually trans, even if you don't know, just, it sucks. It's not her fault, she didn't know, of course, but it still sucks. The only thing worse would be if she does know you're trans and knows you're a trans woman, but she's like, no, just be lucky you're a boy. Like, you have it so much easier, because that just ignores kind of the whole point of being trans, I guess. Hello BabyQueers and welcome back to my channel. Today it's time for some egg IRL, because it might be a couple years, I guess, like 7 since I was an egg, but that doesn't mean we can't revel in the awkwardness of it. But either way, you know the deal. Before you continue, y'all gotta get hydrated. So grab some water, or some tea, or whatever else you like to drink, and then we'll check out some memes. Are you hydrated? Good, let's go. Me, having a bad day. Excuse me, sir, could you open that door for me, please? Oh my god, she called me sir. Yes, pressing the button. Sir? Gladly. Because you know that if she would have misgendered you, you would have still pressed the button for her. Because you're like, well, listen, rude, but okay, we're gonna do it. But you do it so much more willingly or gladly if they misgender you correctly, because who wouldn't? I think everyone would be at least a little bit weirded out if they get called the wrong thing, but if you constantly get called the wrong thing, it's probably maybe gonna make you dysphoric. So honestly, having this reaction to being gendered correctly is entirely fair. Choose one, trans femme edition. Lose 2 inches in height. Go up 1 cup size. Have the ability to convert every transphobe you touch into an ally. No more body hair. I guess this is gonna be a hard one, and it's probably gonna mean you wanna smash all of these pills and take them all together. But personally, I mean, I'm not a trans femme, but wouldn't the yellow one of being able to convert all the transphobes into allies? I mean, I do think going around touching random people might be weird, but if you're just like, hey, listen, because a lot of people do that, and I do think it's kind of weird, but if that's what transforms them into allies, I would kind of be okay with it maybe, because as much as dysphoria actually sucks, for me, like, the social dysphoria was maybe even worse than like actual dysphoria about like body parts or height or whatever. So having like an accepting society around you is probably gonna help a lot. So maybe yellow, but then again, if you decide, no, I'm so dysphoric about my body hair, I want it gone, that you take the blue pill, I'm not gonna come for it. That's fair, dysphoria sucks. Me, fighting the egg allegations, just screaming, telling my friends, we're all girls here while drunk. You're not helping your case, no, but I've heard cis men say this as well. But probably only gay cis men, because then it's like, oh, it's fine, it's just us girls here, you know? But when you're trying to already like persuade people that you're not trans, that you're not like a trans femme, that you're not a girl, this might be a very wrong move. You know, just saying. Trans men, according to the transphobes, who can never tell the difference between FTM and MTF, and just like to either ignore that trans men exist, or go, oh, you'll never be a real woman, and all the trans men are gonna be like, thanks, I know. And this is apparently what all trans men look like now. when this isn't even actually what all trans men want to look like. But oh well, transphobes be wilding sometimes. Mother, my son will be a doctor. He will save people's lives. Father, no, he is so smart. He will be a scientist. Me in the next room. I'm a cat girl. Listen, I'm not sure cat girl is gonna be a viable career path for a lot of people. But it doesn't mean you can't be a cute cat girl if it makes you happy in your free time. You know, but yeah, parents, I guess, are you really an egg? Because if you're like a cute cat girl, then you know that you're not an egg. You know you're trans already. But to the outside, like whenever you leave your room, you put your eggshells back on, I guess. In a way. Me, a cis person, asking my trans friend for a sample of hormones. I'm joking. But what if? Listen. I think especially trans people can tell when it's a joke and when it isn't, and your cisness is gonna go out the window very quickly because we know. We can tell. We maybe not directly call you out on it, depending on what kind of relationship we have. Like if you're really close with someone, you might be like, listen, I'm not trying to say anything, but are you sure you're cis? Like if you have a good relationship where you trust each other, you may be able to do that. But if you're not really close to someone, I can kind of understand not wanting to be that way, because they will start maybe just like spouting denial if they're not ready to talk to anyone about it, which is fair. Like sometimes you're just not ready. But still, I think we can tell. You know you're gonna be short, right? I'm short regardless. 4'11". Yeah, that is short. And to be fair, even as a woman at that height, people will constantly kind of poke fun at you of being like, haha, you're so small. It doesn't actually get that much worse when you're a guy. You will occasionally get the pity look, though, of, oh, he can't have it easy as a guy with that height. But that's not really... That's really not a reason to not transition, I guess. I mean, I'm not 4'11", I'm like 5'4" or 5'5", I think. I don't know. I know how tall I am, but I don't know how much it is in like feet. You know, because why would I know that? Me, a few years ago. The fuck do you mean gender is a spectrum? Me today. Dancing in the gender field or something? I'm not sure, but I guess. Listen, I feel like this is probably a lot of people, because a lot of cisheads don't talk about queer topics, obviously, because they don't really have the need to, and some people will even forbid you to know anything about it because it's sinful, you know. But either way, I guess if you come from a place where you just don't know anything about it, and you've only really like had maybe the term gay, maybe bisexual, maybe you've heard of trans before, but you don't really know anything about it, and you don't have like any, because like knowing definitions is all well and fine, but like having that one-on-one experience where you hear other queer people's experience of what it's actually like, because saying, oh, bisexual, yeah, attracted to two genders or more, great, but having like the experience behind it can make it easier to dance in a gender field, I guess. Everyone congratulating me on being a woman in tech and breaking gender stereotypes. Me, a closeted trans man, like, thanks. I hate it, but thank you. Because, again, they can't know. They can't know. And it must be, I guess, honestly, when you're not closeted anymore, at one point it'd just be like funny. Because right now it maybe just sucks and it hurts and people keep pointing it out that you're so brave in going into such a male-dominated field. It's just like, yeah, but I'm a guy. Yeah, it might suck right now, but I promise it'll be funny at some point. New, sword for lords, thou shalt feel manly. New, blade for ladies, to make you feel more beautiful. Why would anyone need a pink sword? Can we swap? Okay, either he just really likes to feel beautiful and have a pink sword because it matches their armor, or they're actually a closeted trans girl and they want to feel beautiful. We'll never know. We'll never know, unless someone makes a follow-up comic. A shock. Walking past the mirror. Oh my god, I sometimes forget I look like that. Yeah, I mean, this has been me all day because I bleached my hair yesterday and now it's so blonde. And it keeps catching me off guard. But yeah, I guess if you're at that stage in your transness where you avoid mirrors like the plague as much as you can, it can be very easy to forget what you actually look like. Because, I mean, I also have this. I always look different in my head than I do in real life, but so does everyone else. Because yeah, everyone just ends up looking wildly different than they do. You know, it's worse the longer I don't see someone, or like the less I know someone. But still, yeah, being so shocked by yourself is peak transness, I guess. I wish I knew another trans femme IRL. Wait a second. Oh my god, trans pin, lesbian pin. Hell yeah. Now you only need to not be the useless lesbian stereotype and actually manage to talk to another girl. And then you said. But to be fair, just going and being like, hey, I really like your pins. Or like, hey, where did you get your pins? I want some like these. I was looking for pins like these. You know, is probably also always a good way, because queer people will just get excited to meet other queer people. And honestly, it doesn't even really matter how long you've been out. If you see someone in public and they're queer and you can obviously tell, we kind of do the bus driver thing and kind of like smile at each other or greet each other. And it's very cute. But talking to them about their pins, always a good idea. If you're ever feeling down, remember that you're just like a pawn in chess. If you keep moving forward, you will eventually become the queen you want to be. As someone who has like literally never played chess, this is kind of meaningless, but if you're a trans femme who's ever played chess or who really likes chess, this might be the motivational post you didn't know you needed. My trans mask ass, actually dressing masculine or being a femboy? Definitely being a femboy. Because why the hell not? Why the hell not? Like, just because you identify as a man doesn't mean you have to strive to be the most masculine version of yourself that you could be. It doesn't matter if you're trans or cis. You really don't need to. If you feel more comfortable dressing as a femboy or whatever, go off. I really don't understand why people care so much, you know? I just saw a trans dude like my age say some shit like, I'm a trans man and I'm bisexual, so theoretically I could date women, but then I would subject them to having to date a man, and dang it, I don't want anyone to suffer so much. And I've seen so many similar videos on my For You page from trans boys, so if you're trans boy reading this, I love you, and it's okay to be a man. You're not a monster, you're great. Transitioning won't make you abusive or anything, I promise it's okay to be a man. It's not okay to be a dick regardless of gender, but being a man in and of itself, not an issue, that's okay. Because, especially as a trans person, you get to choose what kind of man, woman, or person you get to be. Because you're already thinking about it so much that it might be easier to kind of grow in a certain direction, because cis people don't really question their gender, and then they don't really question their gender like expression or the stereotypes surrounding it, and then it's kind of easy to fall into the whole macho man or being like aggressive because, well, it's just masculine, that's just boys being boys, it's okay, you know. And as a trans man, you don't really necessarily fall into it. I know some trans guys will definitely fall into that because it's kind of a very quick and easy way to get accepted by other men, I guess, if you're like them, I guess. But yeah, being a man in of itself, or being masculine in of itself, isn't disgusting or abusive. So yeah, don't worry about it. It's okay. Just don't be a dick and then you're fine, you know, regardless of your gender. Ah yes, I am definitely a cis male. Oh, princess, I'm so proud of you. Nervous, sweating. Because you might not be as cis as you thought. Because I guess a lot of cis men, when they're not super insecure about their masculinity, will not mind being called princess or being called cis, or like not cis as in cisgender, as in hey sister, you know, they will not mind. But if you get that excited about it, or it makes you that nervous, you might not be as cis as you originally thought you were. Do not share this image, or he will show up in your room at 2 a.m. and give you free hormones. Because while I live in Germany and literally only have to pay, I think, 10 euros for my tea that I get every 3 months, it's not a lot of money. It's like 30 bucks. No, wait, 40 bucks a year, I guess. Because I have to pay like for the actual like receipt I get from my doctor. You know, it's a German thing, but it's very affordable, but still free hormones. Hi, I'm pre-everything and looking for an epilator to get rid of my ew body hair for very cis reasons, of course. But I have no idea which ones are good and affordable, so I hope anyone can help me out. For very cis reasons, of course. I love how the sub has also just become a place where people who know they're trans. They know they're trans, they're maybe not comfortable to come out yet, but they know they're trans. They're not actual eggs anymore. You know, they've discarded the top half of the eggshell and they're just like sitting in their eggshell. They're like, I'm not ready to leave. But I need some help, please. I need to know what to do. I need to know where to go to get hormones or referrals to get hormones. I need, you know, stuff to remove my body hair. I need whatever, you know, workout tips to kind of maybe change my body a little bit before I can get hormones. And I kind of love that it's just like a place where people just go and ask questions and actually have people give answers in the comments, because it's wholesome to see. And that's kind of literally just why I included this post. r/egg IRL. This meant a lot to you. Only you know why. Again, top half of the eggshell, because you know you're trans. You know that's why the subreddit means so much to you. I don't know if Spotify actually told me this about a song. Does it automatically tell you this in the Wrapped about your favorite song, or like the song you listen most to? And was anyone else really confused by their song because they didn't think it was gonna be that song? Because they're like, yeah, sure, I listened to it a lot, but I wasn't aware it was that much. Because that was me. But anyways, I couldn't even tell you which subreddit I was on the most. Because I do so many subreddits in my videos that it's kind of impossible to tell which one was most important to me, I guess. Euphoria from wearing my fake silicone breasts with a pocket bra. Euphoria from the feeling of taking the bra off. Both is great. This is brilliant. Because yeah, it's a very, very woman thing to get that excited to take a bra off, because bras are uncomfortable. Everyone who's ever had to wear a bra will tell you that bras are not comfortable. There are bras that are comfortable and ones that are way more uncomfortable, but still the kind of freeing feeling of taking a bra off, great. But being excited that you have breasts, even if they're just silicone, is also understandable, I guess, as a trans femme. What people think I'm trying to look like with long hair versus what I'm actually trying to look like. Because, again, they don't know you're trans. Maybe you're starting to suspect you're trans because, yeah, if you keep picturing yourself looking that wildly different than you probably do, in a very gender way, because everyone thinks you're a boy, but you keep picturing yourself as something like She-Ra, I think you're kind of getting there. There are a lot of cracks in the eggshells, but it's okay, you take your time. My absolutely cis ass wanting to be a cute girl. My cis ass. I'm very cis, okay? Don't question it, I'm very cis. I'm not even sure I was really that much of an egg. Although, as a teenager, I did think this a lot and also said it quite a bunch of time to a lot of different people who were cis and didn't catch it or like thought it was weird, because I just kept saying I wanted to be a boy so I could break gender stereotypes better, because if you're a girl and you just like not wear makeup or you just only wear pants, people might look at you weird or keep suggesting you to dress more feminine, but they're not going to be that pressed about it. But if you're a guy and you suddenly wear makeup or nail polish or have long hair, everyone suddenly thinks it's their business. And that's why I wanted to be a boy. Just that, no other reason. I'm non-binary, but that's not the point. Didn't quite figure it out when I was a teenager because I knew I was uncomfortable as girl. And I wanted to be a boy to break gender stereotypes because stereotypes are rubbish. I really, gender roles, hate them, absolute bullshit. But kind of off topic, kind of on topic, but kind of off topic of this meme, but it had to be said, I guess. Friend, so if you had any superpowers, what were shapeshifting? Oh wow, okay, that was fast. Why? For again very cis reasons. It'd be cool. I could turn into a bird and fly or something. Yeah. Listen, shapeshifting is a super cool superpower. And a lot of cis people probably also think it's cool. But if you answer that quickly, it is very much not giving cis vibes anymore. Yeah. Game. Please enter a player's name. Me. Enters feminine name. Game. Lily. You're a strong boy. Thanks, but no thanks. Thanks, I hate it. Is there a subreddit called Thanks, I Hate It? Because I don't think I've ever been on it. Either way, also not the point. Game Y. Like, I get it. Like, if you're actually like a cis woman and you see this, you're probably just gonna think it's funny because it's not gonna give you dysphoria because you're like, yeah, no, I'm a woman. That's just funny that you said it because. But if you're a trans woman, it is probably gonna suck. Again, at some point, it might maybe also be funny because at the beginning of your transition, everything feels way more dysphoric and things will more easily make you dysphoric, I guess. So if you're like really far along in your transition, I guess it maybe also just be funny to you, but especially in early stages, that just sucks. That's giving the same vibes as mom telling you should be glad you're a boy when you're not a boy and you're really not glad you've been born as one. Get a goth girlfriend or become a goth girlfriend. And again, this is what I keep saying to kind of posts that make you choose, because why would you choose? Just do both. Why not both? Why not both? Because being a goth girlfriend is probably cool. Having a goth girlfriend, also very cool. But both? You're both gonna need so much time in the bathroom before you get to go anywhere, by the way. But at least you're both taking a lot of time to be able to do your hair and makeup and pick out your outfits. So I hope you're the same size so you can steal clothes from each other. But still, both is a good idea. Psst, 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 psst. Here, pretty trans girl. Why are we trying to catch the pretty trans girls? I mean, I get it. You know, because again, maybe you just want a goth girlfriend. But, why? But again, it would probably be kind of effective. I have to be honest, I don't think I've had the light blue monster. The pink monster, so good. White one, pretty okay, not my favorite. But alluring trans people or queer people with iced coffee or energy drinks will still work. Because yeah, too many of us enjoy it. Maybe too much, but also not feel it. I react more to sugar and energy drinks than to actual caffeine. So there you go. But you could still lure me even though I'm not a pretty trans girl. Because I'm not a girl. But you could still lure me. I would still take the energy, but like I'm not a trans girl, but thanks for the energy, I guess. Okay, this was a very relaxing video. IRL is kind of very chill. But then again, I'm not that early in my transition that things tend to make me dysphoric that much. So I don't feel the pain of the dysphoria as much as I used to, I guess. But either way, I hope you enjoyed it too. I hope you found them wholesome or cute. And I hope you're hydrated. If not, maybe go drink something now. And I'll be back in a few days to remind you again.